Sophia, I've been hearing conscious uncoupling a lot lately. I'm curious what it means. It sounds gentle but ambiguous.
Hello, Isabella. I'm glad you brought it up. It's a fascinating and important concept. Conscious uncoupling is about ending a relationship with intention, mindfulness, and respect, shifting from failure to evolution. Evolution. Breakups usually feel like total failures. This implies it doesn't have to be that way? Exactly. It's an opportunity for growth and healing. Instead of anger or blame, you choose a path honoring everyone, including yourself. It's proactively designing your exit. Wow, many experience messy, painful breakups. This sounds like it prevents damage. Absolutely. Minimizing damage, Isabella, not just for partners, but for children too, is key. It's about new agreements so everyone thrives post-relationship.
And the core principles, they're really powerful. It was popularized by Catherine Woodward Thomas, and of course, Gwyneth Paltrow brought it into mainstream discussion. But the ideas behind it, they're ancient, really. It emphasizes taking responsibility, Isabella, for your role in the relationship's dynamics. It's not about pointing fingers, but truly looking inward. Like, what was my part in this?
Oh, that's a big one, because it's so easy to just blame the other person, isn't it? To say they did this or they didn't do that. But taking responsibility for your own contribution, that takes a lot of maturity.
It really does. It's about fostering self-awareness, really understanding your own patterns, your own triggers, and then intentionally releasing those old patterns that might have contributed to the relationship's challenges. The ultimate goal here, it's pretty profound. Achieving emotional freedom, like breaking free from the past relationship's hold and creating a fulfilling future that's independent of it. Emotional freedom. That just sounds incredibly liberating. So instead of being tied down by the past, you're consciously unhooking yourself. But how do you actually do that? What are some of the steps, practically, that someone would take if they wanted to pursue this? That's a fantastic question, because it's not just a concept, right? It's a practice. And while approaches can vary, there are definitely several consistent steps that really help in navigating this process effectively. It's not always easy, but it's definitely worth it for the long run.
So the very first step, Isabella, it's all about self-reflection and clarity. Before you even think about initiating that conversation, you're encouraged to really sit with your emotions. What are you truly feeling? What are the real reasons for the breakup from your perspective? And most importantly, what do you want in your life going forward?
So it's not just jumping into it on a whim. It's a lot of internal work first, like understanding yourself before you try to navigate it with someone else, right?
Precisely. This personal clarity, it helps you communicate with so much more sensitivity and effectiveness. It also involves identifying and breaking those old patterns we talked about, the ones that might have contributed to the relationship's end. It's really doing your homework before the big exam. I like that analogy. And then, once you have that clarity, then comes the conversation itself, I imagine. How do you approach that in a conscious way? Because that can be the absolute hardest part. Oh, absolutely. The second key step is intentional communication, and this is paramount. It means communication that is clear, honest, and profoundly respectful. Using I statements like, I feel, instead of you always. This avoids blame, and it's direct but always gentle. Also, choosing the right setting is crucial, often a safe, private place, sometimes even a public neutral one, to prevent escalation and ensure focus. It's about really honoring the other person's experience.
After that conversation, or really during it, Isabella, the next piece is empathy and acknowledgement. This is so vital. It means showing genuine empathy for the other person's perspective, acknowledging their feelings, even if they're sadness, anger, or total shock, allowing them to express themselves without interruption. You might not agree with everything, but you're giving space for their truth.
That's really tough, though, isn't it? When you're in that emotional space, to not interrupt, to just absorb what they're feeling, even if it might be directed at you. It takes a lot of emotional regulation.
It truly does. And then, once the initial conversation settles, setting boundaries becomes absolutely essential. Healthy boundaries are crucial for healing and moving on. This could mean limiting contact for a period, defining how future interactions will occur, especially if you share social circles or co-parenting arrangements. It's like creating a clear container for healing.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just this constant bleed, isn't it? Like you're trying to move on, but you keep getting pulled back in. And what about all the emotions, the grief, the sadness? This isn't about like ignoring all of that, right? No, absolutely not. The fifth step is emotional processing and self-care. It's about allowing yourself to grieve, to feel sadness, anger, regret, all of it without judgment. This is a healthy, absolutely necessary part of the process. And then actively engaging in self-care. Exercise, healthy eating, meditation, journaling, spending time with friends, these are foundational for rebuilding your personal identity and promoting deep healing. You can't skip the feelings.
And then we move into some of the most transformative parts, Isabella. The sixth step is forgiveness and gratitude. Conscious uncoupling actively encourages forgiveness, not just for your ex-partner, but also, so importantly, for yourself. We all make mistakes. And focusing on gratitude, what did the relationship teach you? What did you gain from it, even in its ending? This really helps transform those negative emotions into powerful, positive growth.
That's such a shift, isn't it? From feeling like, why did this happen to me, to what can I learn from this? It really reframes the whole experience. It's like finding the silver lining, but a very intentional one. Precisely. It's a profound shift in mindset. And the final step, which I think is just beautiful, is creating a happy even afterlife. It's about designing a fulfilling future. This can involve reconnecting with personal goals you might have put aside, investing in new relationships, not just romantic ones, but friendships, family connections, and really truly embracing a future that's crafted by your individual aspirations. It's like, okay, this chapter closed, but a whole new book is opening, and you get to write it. That sounds incredibly empowering. Like, instead of being stuck in the narrative of a failed relationship, you're writing a new one for yourself. So it really emphasizes, like, the individual's journey forward. This sounds so different from what we usually see with breakups. Oh, it's light years apart, Isabella. It really is. Most traditional breakups are like characterized by so much anger, blame, resentment. It's often a very destructive process. Conscious uncoupling, on the other hand, it's about growth, healing, and fundamentally maintaining mutual respect. It truly views the end not as a failure, but as an opportunity for transformation, a complete paradigm shift,
Isabella, conscious uncoupling transforms. It turns challenging endings into powerful springboards for personal evolution, bravely claiming the future you define, shifting from bitterness to clarity.
That perspective is truly invigorating, Sophia. But I must ask, with such a promise, how do we ensure it isn't simply a way to bypass necessary emotional work? It almost sounds too neat.
That's a crucial distinction, Isabella. It promotes healthy separation, but it's no shortcut around authentic feelings. Sadness, anger, confusion are natural. This framework empowers intentional processing, not bypassing. Honor your journey for profound healing.
So it's not about avoiding pain, but mindfully engaging with it, transforming difficult emotions into strength rather than trying to skip the hard parts. That clarifies things significantly.
Precisely. It demands courage, self-awareness, and active participation. The payoff? Authentic emotional freedom and a peaceful launch into your next magnificent chapter.
Sophia, this reframes breakups entirely. It empowers individuals to truly embrace emotional growth as a catalyst. Thank you.
You're so welcome, Isabela. This whole conversation really highlights how conscious uncoupling helps us transform relationship endings. It's about moving past blame, finding growth, and building that happy even after life we talked about.
It really has been enlightening, Sophia. I think the idea of turning an ending into a fresh start, especially with respect and self-care, feels so valuable. Thanks for shining a light on it.
Absolutely. And to all our listeners, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Good Life Guide. For daily insights and to join our growing community, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube.
You know, you can catch all our episodes on YouTube if you're relaxing, or listen on Spotify and any other podcast platform for when you're on the go. It really makes it easy to bring these ideas into your everyday life.
And for additional resources, including audio and practical tools to help you live your best life, just visit goodlifeguide.org. Thanks so much for tuning in. I truly enjoy sharing this knowledge and seeing our community grow.